And we are now on the air. So I'm gonna put. Where am I going? Where? Oh, I'm gonna point this at you guys and be like a cameraman. Got like the angles. Word, yeah, that makes sense. I'll have to plug this in over there though. Oh, that's true. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Oh, weird, yeah.
Yeah, hold your laptop.
Thank you. Okay. Oh. All right. That's kind of weird. All right.
Oh, kind of. Did you put on Facebook?
Yeah, I did. Can someone open up
See that guy? That's the guy. See it? And that's well, I can't see you, but if you turn the camera, you can see you. That's my clue.
His heart beats like an African drum as he runs from a crime that he didn't commit, but it's tightly turned out from a full list with the perfect description that he was the one. Everything's gonna be alright, son. Just keep calm. He had a dream of taking his baby girl to the playing every arcade, into the white with their eyes with rose red from focusing too hard, but always letting her in. But the amount of coincidence compared to since his game was over, the game over, flashing red lights, the new book became red and blue, and shadows coming new, and a cylinder piece of metal pierced his flesh, and a kidney translate fails to keep his heart beating. Nothing but the love of his daughter to feel. He is not a victim of protection, being a common misconception that red, white, and blue stands for freedom to them. Only patting down the darkness and races, hating, discriminating with my faces, and quoting from Sierra Leone, as he grew up on the Freetown, with the flip-flop, the chapters, and the first children, harmonization, and the common so judgmental, see not potential, and they complication, and he always the profile, and the profile label nigga, with profile strict being triggered as our hobby, as we like this stuff automatic. The bulletin class faster than a whip master by the white man, and the punishment that I repeat for things that make kind of solid midnight of racism and war that the right they break the peace and brotherhood to somehow become a reality. And I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have to find a word, but his final words is never heard because he was shy. And because he had a dream of seeing equality and nationality,
Okay.
Dream about we have failed to reach reality. What are we doing? My blood gets through when I speak up and then told to sit down, and maybe that's just my ancestors speaking, but when one is victim all aside, when one is changing, no our feet, so it's not you, it's up to me to black up the labels of society to pay us for centuries to start off the stereotypes of natural black beauty possible, but every shame facing. My race will be respected because the word nigga is more than just a reflection, taught in history lessons. See, it doesn't even pop up on error on my computer anymore. My nigga, you nigga, we nigga. A word that affects our naive minds, manifesting visions of being beaten to the white meat show is crippling south and actually shifting the race off this world axis, and it's just become a game that they practice. Go up, go down, go left, go right. See, we've been fighting in this world, living in this world without sight, trying to film a piece of with our eyes wide shut, and it's hard to play games in the dark. So if they put you back on beginner's level again, tell them that you have the key, and that you You got it from a dream. Living wage is not just about money, but right, it's about the actual waste and the ability for it. For 1, 2, living for no justice and treat my body as a living wage. For the system that refuse to pay or provide a living wage. And also my people, my first, my choice, my gender, my sex, our ways. And seeing the walking out this world, always waiting for blood out there, misery, judge, numbers, and the voice out are more. It's just US Junior, my past store, corner store clerk, see, learners are supposed to be extra people, but it seems that every time you turn on the news, but they're trying to legalize things, killing the other people. I'm not just talking about the ones in other nations, see hatred, never suffering an abomination, influence on the clerks behind glass windows and CEOs behind glass towers, influence of the officials equipped with the badges, tasers, uniforms, spark cars, and not let's forget their favorite toys. Guns. See, the police are employed because they employ the actual pain of the thing called life, and that's why today or tomorrow, if you have the wrong skin color, then you can be something that your payday can be today, except you won't be able to take it to the bank. Thus, I affirm the resolution that just government policy requiring players to play and live waste and niggas by prohibiting the killing of niggas and the status quo. Niggas don't have the right to live. Our lives are always seen as expendable. We can be gunned down with malice and crooked. Will still not be indicted, prohibiting the killing of niggas, but allowing niggas to have finding social life, physical life, and social death. Chirac, Ferguson, and Staten Island, Florida aren't the only places in which niggas are neglected or need living wage. We need them here in these times in this community. We should require employers to play living wage in this space. In this space, bodies like mine can be lynched and told you don't belong here. Presence is never wanted nor accepted. Our lives are devalued 10 times over. Debate was supposed to be a place where we can actually escape hatred and exclusion, but the outside world. But Elijah Smith in 2013 shows that the debate is not known for bodies like ours. Instead, the homeless strange fruit hanging from paper trees that are valid. Dr. Shinnery Book in 2008 says that this South debate keeping combating crisis structure and the hegemonic discourse that plays debate. DSRB said the South can either maintain or suffer social dominance in the use of hip hop. The South engagement suffers social dominance, and she continues on to say hip hop represents the limitless position that niggas have, and if there's a limitation what we can what we can say, there's also a limitation on what we can be. And this speech, I think your endorsement raises most consciousness about the exclusion system and oppression in the community. Dr. She really explains a little discussion of exclusion in workforce issues and commodities, communities, the gender. She furthers that's the curriculum performance black women with law to create dialogues about the issue. Briefly also explains that while your ballot is uniquely key on the elimination of our company provides platform and speaking to the broader community. More people actually hear the message, look at who's actually in the debate right now, and speaker voice, hold up to win the community, upcoming debates, one actually imitate debates, who bring and get speaker voices, winning them themselves, your mark's position as legitimate in this community that this performance ought not be ignored, but also teaches not to stop coming debates, exclusion is not okay, even if debates oppression, you can say no to participating in that oppression, which builds grassroots movements. And the role of balance between my political investment in living wage, a living wage, I have to give them about determined better debating. You can actually keep me alive in this space, not sure you get enough for you can't keep me home, but you can keep me out of the casket. It's bigger. This ain't working for 40 minutes. I actually just watching exclusionary my performance is about keeping me alive. More letting me tell story, our story, stories, all the things you didn't make it the ones. This community needs to be here. Elijah Smith on 13, right? A requirement for action making women out to LGBT changing the way in which others situate themselves. You as a role model that does push you in a unique position to support, to break down next someone in the debate term and action who hope to do well at the end of it, especially important within the world where you're trying to broaden the scope of conversation, actually marginalize students in the intersections that you have given our actually want to be black lives students and actually keep think about your work in the context student probably not you actually want to vote against because of the subject matter rather than the arguments regardless of the substance of the debate. And most significantly, Chris Robinson 2013 says that explains that you have ethical obligation to confront exclusion because anything less actually considered especially in Catholic judges who are educated actually good says you must be willing to actually engage in the process of disrupting the phone line of teaching women who are holding the scholar for the discourse they experience around, which means that you must be willing to drop the fair thing for racist discourse. And Dana posted that it says that in our accident is a past structure the big impact of the debate because the empirics prove that it allows the debate to function as a training ground. And abstract theories don't fail to function as guides action. They fail to take into account the realities and oppression only through the examination of reality and oppression can AI assisted theories. And also picks are always going to be net back to colonization and corruption.
Alright. Could you explain the argument coming out of Blue Berkeley that the football argument?
What do you mean? No,
Could you explain the warrant? Why is football good?
So Berkeley just says that it's a style of engagement that allows you to
Alright, so why is that style of engagement super?
Because it allows for a type of, I guess you could say, the way in which you talk things through hip hop, right? It allows for you to break away from like that scholarly type of need. I guess you could say that you rely on like books and you rely on like other things.
So
like hip hop
AC,
and like.
What do you mean? You say that you don't have to rely on books and stuff.
Okay.
Why do you stop?
What do you mean? Why do I stop that?
I'm saying that you perpetuate that.
I perpetuate what you want to.
You read books and books.
Okay, that's not Berkeley's argument. Berkeley's not saying that like reading books is bad. She's saying that hip hop and the style of engagement is also very good.
Okay. So if the 1AC,
Well, there's no
if the 1AC
here.
were to use hip hop, that means
Okay, if you were trying to like get a link to hip hop, you can win the hip
No,
hop.
no,
is
no,
bad.
no, no.
That is fine. No, that's probably what you're going to try to do. That's fine.
No, my
you can win
argument,
hip hop is bad.
do I
Doesn't do anything to
need
the
to
app.
have a hip hop performance to access your role?
No, my role of the doesn't do anything with hip hop.
All right. Okay. So let's look at the rule of the ballot. You say
Sure.
that it be your bullet. Why
Mhm.
can't it be a bulletproof vest for
So I think that it doesn't necessarily limit it to being others, but rather I say that I'm talking about myself in this instance. So then that is why, and I'm also half.
So okay, so it doesn't limit itself. So the ballot could be my bullet.
Excuse me.
The ballot could be my bullet.
I think that that's not what the ballot says. That's what the role of the ballot says.
So it cannot.
Huh?
So can it or can it not?
So the text of the role of the ballot says that it's to be my bullet.
I don't care about the text. I want to know.
Well,
Your
that's,
interpretation.
that's what I'm going to defend.
Okay.
That is the interpretation. It's
All right,
the
all right.
text of the
So
role
why
of the
are
ballot.
you unique?
Huh?
Why are you unique?
What do you mean?
Why do we need to protect you over other people?
I mean, if you think that if you think I shouldn't be protected, I think that's a different.
Why are you
question.
more important than me?
Because I'm half. Also, because you perpetuate whiteness and you're anti-black.
Okay, all right. So now let's talk about the Vincent argument. What is
Sure. Vincent says that judges have become complacent and privileged, so they need to actually engage. They need to be active allies and engage in processes of disrupting the flow in light of a teachable moment.
Okay, so judges are complacent in like whiteness, right? So why
That's
does
not what he said. He said privilege. There's a difference.
okay, so why are you going to have someone from a privileged position speak towards white viewers?
That's A, I'm not saying why I'm valuable. Secondly, I think that it depends on what person you're talking about.
Why can't you just recognize that you're valuable? Why do you have to have someone?
If you're trying to get another link to this role of the ballot pick that you're going to read, that's probably really shitty. I'll tell you right now. A, is that they don't need to tell me that I'm valuable. I probably know that. Secondly, though, this is a debate round. I'm talking about the way in which we do things in debate space. Secondly, I think that like also shadowboxing the system and pretending like they don't like code weakness is probably not bad. Also, I would argue that you think that headstrong racism. So I'm probably sure you probably shouldn't be talking about me finding value in other things.
Okay, all right, okay. This is the one that's even.
Cool. My phone's like viewing this right now. She's gone.
Oh, it's so cool.
I turned the volume off, which means
Uh-huh.
you aren't going to hear that. If you muted that, then
Oh no, I didn't get that.
Oh.
Oh,
Somebody did that?
yeah, Tomasi. Oh, Tomasi.
What did I do?
It better not have been muted.
Okay. I stood up to unmute.
Oh, okay, good. We're good. Oh, I think Justin Kim muted it. I don't know who that is. Who's Justin Kim? Who's that? You will die. You're okay, I'm so weird. So let me find out who you are.
Alright, so what are the. So you have an argument, you say hip hop good, it's a person. Alright, your second arguments are your speech actually valuable. Is that specifically for what? Your speech actually valuable, or just so you have to have a speech that makes it constant sports speech?
It's both of them.
Okay.
Is it like a glow paper?
Yes. Alright, 147. What are qualities? Cool.
Six.
We actually.
You said one off this?
Yeah, one off the 110. All right, come on, guys, easy. Yeah. All right. Alright, so everybody ready?
Counteract to blacks that have a living wage capability to blacks and party AD. Counteract to strong violence so conscious government to patronize and bestow its living wage. Such inclusionary state strategy in front of the violence their plea to the government for fodder to make its slave forces in power, pay more to science responsibility and adaptability to do. Oh wait. Offering certain classes of subjects are continuous and different to the whole state partners, search on subjects with service and raw material base, process simultaneous picks up staff and services included, that's okay, individualized narratives and visuals belonging in a larger promise that process service use of tools, promise mobility, revolution learning, the challenge from the tools of these data and replacement strategy incorporation, double speak, disadvantage of government's oxymoron, uncritical fundamental government's best power, and a symbol coercion, man 97. More governments largely using this encourage suicide as source of government, offering itself Muslims. They do not have a choice until you do this, still discover that you will always have a choice. Don't people are blind to something, coercion, something, but obey their government bind. The line to be if you all add the course of expression to 50 modern states like that, are all countries are now coercion, essential slavery, coercification of the official pharmaceutical recognition, rejection, coercion, it comes to shape survival, survival, coercion, eventually later this comes to discover as we saw, yeah? This is true in the concept of Christian state, we rather than to sort of take on nation how they apply. Christian states want to historical specificity of to address the compulsive impacts of the when the existing state takes granted in the recipient, if you trust the band like people to control their own lives medical advice if you power over by change to respond to demand, by developing you choose literature structures.
I'm going to see. First, I'm going to pop.
The point top when he just gives when he did transform back to peak, it all of a sudden stays back currently. Just the way he's changed the technology state. There's no argument like that in the one which indicates that you get by evidence maximum creep because he cannot change how the state operates. He just says that the one sees valuable movement that's changing the way the state interacts with the one the way people interact with them. So that the well that I argue for better, but also
Go down to the read arguments. First.
He has no work for the rebrief. He needs to work for the rebrief. He's not actually in his argument. He thinks that he has radical position, but he doesn't actually show how the radical position can solve for anything. I'm going to just read everyone's evidence on this first.
I'll flash this right now. Right. First.
This is what hip hop such sound for the reproducing illegal such a thing as leather. Neoliberal concept force of the black town population, not parallel public speech, slow rapping about the translation, sustained reproduce, neoliberalism through narrative, for repetition, aesthetics, back arts, and relay, since being effective, reproducing neoliberal institutionary exception of population, rapping hip hop, or the only decision narrative, in the action that almost 4 years later, black former, Illinois State Senator, the state off the peaks that he's often enough for work trucks, what in the public trade show, another reality is possible, other reality is looking at market like number, also even radical conscious is not, some structural falsification, controlling resources that's flooded. Hill's awards no effect on carbon weight. It would be stretched on that they had worked on any effective policy board have any effect and go for reform or competition over the various psychological solutions that are shaped out in terms of there's no significant anti-brutality movement that by miraculously facts and hip hop are not technically used, but they generate reactions that's the policy fact. Also, the co-option arguments to be true. If you look to radical black rap, people that are bumping this in this way, hipsters that really don't give a shit about anything. They will always be cooperated, co-opted by people who really don't care about the movement. Also, this is purely so to be sure. If you look at KRS-One, the people who buy these albums, they are radical black people rather than just people, white people who want some interesting music and just hear some white people speak.
But also, overview of the app really quickly.
Considering resistance of anti-blacks and inward is counteracted, civil society will always reabsorb this position. Example 14. The Black Party rooted itself in seeing connection to black people at the bottom society. The aim was to mobilize the off the block to create revolutionary bankruptcy. They often succeeds, for to understand because being black and supporters of largely becomes defined by performing blackness with the political program focus anger, quickly displays frustration or inward is conscious. He's often we can see towards the clear connection to the Black Party injury and the legitimacy figure of the word liquor in contemporary society. Bad girls and become the good nigga. They actually take the nation, the oppression of the black population, the focus shift to the cultural resistance, anti-authority while the political commitment to liberation wants the nigger never represented a true reflection of the plantation society.
Also, get on the world without argument.
His world without argument, calling for a bulletproof vest for him, take off a bulletproof vest for us. His world without is rooted in individuals' politics, rooted in the illegals, the aspiration politics, K09. Defending personal space, Facebook, no searching one's real self knows, tax free, firmly grounded, liberal, unashamed of himself, political, going for emancipation from oppression, basis prone to seduce by liberal apparatus that are operate not through coercion, but through enticement. They equate political activity with conscious tracing postmodern liberalism is insistence on self-determination, crucial political movements hopeless, to use the neoliberal strategy, divided such spaces, kind of competitive argument, as pluralism is reinvested desire for social self-discovery, and track rats to make the bourgeoisie and self-around racialize others.
Also, specifically on the app, people on the app first, go to the Smith argument.
The Smith argument can be used as a reason why, or the reason why I'm going to be, or actually first, the counter will just be the both purveyor who best as a bulletproof vest for us to keep that is a incredible motive. Also, we have no reason why games would be important. My protection keeps that but also him and also having the movement center around him to be back for that office. This is evidence that you have to have a revolutionary approach, which said you can't have it. You just have one person claiming for it.
But now go on to the bottom of the see.
None of the arguments about votes here, often they just say, okay, one approach could be better. First, Smith that says that exclusion is going to be bad. So the one who sees that exclusion, I'd rather I'm engaged in one methodology. Smith says that kind of base is good. I'm not making engaged in intellectual reactions. Also, this I'm saying, what do you have to debate on, to vote on? If I win exclusion arguments, if I win any exclusion comes off the off that strategy, you're going to be voting for me because this evidence begins exclusion facts speaking and I'm not to debate on. This is a variation of the one you see did function or use to debate on as a or you when you look to debate on, that's going to be the gateway issue that if exclusion is bad, if I win an exclusion argument, any of my arguments are going to be big. Also, the argument anyway, so you try to first argument about colonialism and fixing that first he doesn't actually that's why he says colonialism, that's not an argument you know that this individualism claim something is yours, neoliberalism is bad for politics also. His argument's gonna be bad. His argument thinks that is colonialist, except that's only when the white man takes away work from black productive performances, and I am obviously not a white person. This to me, I'm not gonna be looking at colonialism. Also, this day, this way can be bad. He's got other black people to access the revolutionary approach to white. It's possible for him to actually think that, but also that's the basis of the exclusion argument. Also, it's actually more colonialist for him to claim the counter as his own and say that he's the only person that can access that is domination. That's actually what the white man did and said. They said, this is mine and you can access it.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a black?
What's a black?
What's a black?
Okay, a black is basically a person who has been stigmatized by society, and through slavery and other colonialist practices, they were originated from Africa during the
So they have Middle
Passage of slave.
Okay, so all of that came around about to say people of African descent. Okay, cool. What's a nigga?
Well, I know the part, but the Judy evidence indicates that it's a. What does he say? It's like an indeterminate identity. Something else, yeah.
Okay, so the evidence that you read. So the evidence that you read talks about the N-word, but it talks about turning the bad nigger into the good nigga.
No, this is actually really responsive. It's actually a critique of the Judy evidence.
Okay. I didn't read you the evidence, that's cool, but you can explain the argument. So,
I know you're gonna read that.
Okay, if you think so. Anyway, though, can you explain to me, like, where your evidence directly talks about the word nigga is getting that bad? Because it talks about nigger, right, hard R, talking about that as getting bad, that's a colonial term. We're talking about specifically nigga, right, and we signify term being bad.
So the argument says they actually that it says in contemporary society, bad nigger has become the good nigga. They actually start to maintain the oppression of the black population. the focus shifts to the culture of resistance, being anti-authority, while political.
Right. So the wait, hold up, wait. So the bad nigger becomes the good nigga, right?
It says.
Okay. So what about?
Tied
So then, cool. What is the bad nigga? What's a bad nigga then?
my evidence would indicate that's, well, I would say that in this debate round, it indicates someone who is under your term, under your
No, because you obviously misunderstood. Yeah. So let's talk about your understanding, your interpretation, according to this miscut evidence that you did. What is a bad nigga?
Right. So I think the allegations are wrong. But also, my evidence indicates that a bad nigga is someone who is someone who is currently not cooperating in society. It would indicate someone who is not has been rejected by the Catholics because of work or labor that cannot be accessed. My evidence indicates that you're contextualizing of using that strategy.
Right. It says when you're addressing anti-blackness, that is that, correct? Okay. Where in the one do I say that I'm addressing specifically anti-blackness?
All right. So I think that if you're going to go for the semantic argument, also I feel like you call this around the black.
Talk about anti-blackness?
Yeah.
Where?
Say that you say. Well, I would think it's wrong for you to just say that you don't talk about anti-blackness anyway. Because all your evidence, E. Smith, and
I was the one that did the protection of the
face.
No, that's not what's been said either. It says black and Latino students.
Okay, so if you're just going to go for I said and you said.
That's cool. I'll take Brett. Don't make the argument now. The question: do you give a definition of what a government is in the 1AC? I mean, the 1AC. You do give a definition of what the government is. What is that definition?
It isn't what the government is. What the government stands for too, right?
Right. Okay. So it's a link to the state. Okay. Oh, stop that. Can you give me the?
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't see ability, right? Like, in theory, that, like, I don't see any of the parts, like, any word or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What you need to do. What's it under?
It's the same time.
Yeah. This document does not exist. Working out in a document because I'm not getting used to documents and then that Word document. Stop printing Word in Word.
No, I bought it yesterday, dude. You should have to do that. I don't even remember what.
Alright.
So what? Go ahead and give you it. We're gonna get just individualism sets at the top, and we're set second. Then in the
Sorry, prep.
Mess. Did you?
this school.
Cool. Good stuff, Russ. What is that? Alright.
How much is that?
36. It will probably tune you off and then from there. I would say it'll probably tune you off. But it will start first on the first off, on his first off. Then it will start on like the stuff that's how to get on pace. And then the off will be. Alright, is everyone ready?
Tyler doesn't understand the actual analysis coming off of the case right now. The argument, the link argument coming off the first off is just predicated on the just government's part of the resolution, but one, he does not understand what exactly I'm seeing the top of the 1AC where I talk about just governments and employers are more than just more than just CEOs, are more than just the actual state. That is not what I'm defending. Rather, I'm talking about employers as in judges in this state, governments as in like tab in this state. He does not necessarily understand the concept of this argument functioning. That's literally a part to both arguments. Solve this actual office argument. Anyway, all the state arguments don't necessarily get any office off the actual capable. And also, though, the argument about blacks, I said blacks ought to do these things, but there's going to be a problem with this. One is that black is exclusionary. Turn to see the cross that black only refers to people of African descent function. That you limit out Latino Americans, you limit out all people who are minorities. Do exactly what we were talking about. Therefore, they find to the minority myth that always excludes Asian out of Asian Americans out of their politics, always excludes Latin Americans out of their politics, and he only focuses on race as a social an oppressive issue. Pose that intersection analysis now the issue about sexuality and gender functioning. That's going to be an exclusion argument. That's going to trigger the basic argument. Sex-based identity for me now. Also, that means that it's probably going to be a part marketing here. That. So, here's the thing. Per marketing song, there's not mutually exclusive people talking about the same. I'm talking about something totally different. Functioning is that they can have two different things. It's not rather if they show the living wage, but rather where you get the living wage. You want to see advocates for living wages in the space-based team. Can't advocate for living wages that on the living wages in a completely monetary sense. Functioning means you can perm people. There's no like they're not mutually exclusive. Goes to the case of it. Says I can't change the way that the state's actually doing things. Okay, this does not necessarily actually apply to the 1AC. That's still the foundation of a misconception of what exactly the 1AC is doing. Secondly, says that I have no reason why hip hop is good. One is the RCP analysis probably should be sufficient for this. Either way, hip hop is not contingent. Like the app is not contingent on hip hop being good or not. Functions that all these actual arguments against hip hop don't get any offense anyway. This is basically defense. Like okay, hip hop doesn't do anything. That's great. Secondly, the other talks about how it trades, how my role is equal down to the Roosevelt argument talks about how the Roosevelt, how bulletproof to me trades off with the bulletproof for us that necessarily doesn't mean anything because his Roosevelt just said whoever has a bulletproof vest for both of us, but he doesn't say how exactly he's going to get that bulletproof vest. One, because he only talks about blacks in this actual off case where he can only drive an advocacy tax, which means that he doesn't get it for all of us anyway. So like you can actually buy the perm there. That's probably the perm fund. I'm going to be the only thing that actually beat his Roosevelt. Secondly, even if his Roosevelt has too much conversation, look to my Roosevelt. That's the only one that necessarily starting point yeah. Secondly, he talks about the Smith evidence that doesn't necessarily do anything. He also talks about how exclusion is always going to be bad. How he said the exclusion is always going to be bad for the Vincent evidence. Now, one of the that's not what the Vincent evidence talks about. Two is that all I have to do is win that over. And one of the reasons why exactly he's going to be that bad in his discourse, the discourse for actual oneness, he was probably another person. That's going to be at the top where he directly excludes all bodies who are not marked as black. And nuance. Eight, the interpretation debaters do not want to apply during the speech like they probably should at least give you a speech like with all the actual arguments in order. Let it be violation. I asked for a speech like you flashed me the wrong speech like then I asked for getting across like he still can actually give me a speech like third. Then he actually gave me a speech like 1 minute computer and nothing was actually in order. This is always going to be bad for actual academic legitimacy. That was a big D. It's going to be actually voted for education one because we never actually fairness first because we spent right now actually trying to decipher through what exactly was read, what wasn't actually read, where he marked card, where he didn't mark the card, education because we can never actually end up analysis about the evidence because we're trying to figure out where the evidence is. And theory comes before the world of ballot, obviously, because theory comes before the world of ballot. Secondly, doesn't read RBI. Coming out the one to see don't allow students to in our RBIs and go to the finishing of the case debate on the nigger part. He said he messed up where he says it's bad nigga, he's not going to watch it. Here's the one reason why exactly I'm going to be co-opted in this space anyway, so which means you can actually embrace the bad nigga. His argument talks about the nigger, not necessarily the nigga, he talks about the bad nigger being the good nigga, but I say that we should be a bad nigga anyway.
What part of the one is do you say that the judges are influenced?
That's at the top. That's at the top.
All right. So also, do you ever read a rejected debate argument?
Excuse me?
Do you ever read a rejected debate argument?
Rejected debate argument?
Rejected debate argument.
I think it'll link into my brain.
How does it link into
I mean, if you want to read drop the argument.
And what analysis do you do of that incident? What do you talk about that being a bulletproof test?
No, more so, I think it links into the Benson argument, which is about discourse and about, like, A, about discourse, and B, about, like
okay.
If you want to make an argument about, like, if it is a voter or not, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Also, the government argument. Could you isolate what part of the 1AC where you said?
Also at the top of the 1AC. It's probably why flowing is fundamental.
All right. No, read that part of the 1AC.
Oh, you want me to read the entirety of the top of the 1AC?
No, I want you to read the part where I want you to read your advocacy where you say the employer.
My advocacy, thus I affirm the resolution that just governments ought to require employers to pay a living wage to niggas by prohibiting the killing of niggas in the status quo and niggas don't have the right to live. That part. Our lives are always seen as expendable. We can be gunned down with malice and proof and still not be indicted for prohibiting the killing of niggas without niggas to find social life for their social death. Shyback workers in Staten Island and Florida aren't the only place where niggas are neglected and need living wage. We need them here in these rounds in this in this community. Your factors just ran out. We should require employers to pay a living wage in this space.
Order is
And the government stuff is at the top of the 1AC.
order is VK.
Cool.
IK 1AC here.
Yep.
Sorry, what was the order?
My K 1AC here.
Alright.
Is everyone ready?
The personal leaders are going to take nonsense. Well, look if you want to see, he finds employers as the people who hold badges and the police officers message be pretty government argument. We also look the also the structural argument be if you as judges thought that you were the employers, we're talking about the 1AC, you vote for this argument. If you did not get that analysis, then vote for me. And those analysis clearly out there, but call the way to take around this argument that employers are police officers and government officials to indicate that my argument so really so then the secondary makes this black exclusionary argument versus the way it's argument against the 1AC methodology. If I win the individualism argument, this means that this argument goes away, but also he actually doesn't it's going to be impacted as exclusion argument in terms of the fact he's not interacting with the government's argument. So if I win, winning there, this means exclusion argument no matter, but also the term not being exclusion argument doesn't make sense like winning league. In fact, he's still defining governments as employers as people, police officers, and people that are in government positions, which will still allow me to let access arguments. If I just win the government arguments, and that means the permutation goes away, but also the exclusion argument goes away. Now let's go to the case. It's in the adopted into the argument, the first argument, when you see that inclusionary strategies are fundamentally valid that plea to the government because far to expand the bulge of empire, pretty much two sides of responsibility. What's the case is that even if you win the Latino or the black argument, you sort of be able to access that this is a violent form of inclusion, that his inclusion is actually exclusion, that what happens is his act is no longer a bulletproof vest, rather it's a violent movement which causes terrible things. This means that even if you win the exclusion argument, who cares that he's pointing that he is violent inclusion, that goes against the specific contextualization we will without
looking back.
Also,
Down to the second, the third evidence.
he said how we'll find him. Even if his argument is true that in constant Christian saying that his radical name because it's joined by state combination, this is a journal defense argument at worst, but it's a pretty good term also, which indicates that he is not able to solve his radical man will be co-opted, and it means that there's going to be no sovereignty coming to 1AC, but that means that I control eternally because you will not work.
Also, on his exclusion, model minorities and sexuality arguments.
This exclusion not only can be outweighed by the 1AC, he can exercise his bulletproof essence for him, which indicates that his identity is the exclusionary one. This means that no one can actually access identity. Let's say you are the different sexuality, Carlos, you would not be able to access it. This indicates that his contextualization as the 1AC is a movement for him. It's always going to be worse than the contextualization of the Willie Dowd as a movement for Black Americans, but also this would be a starting point for other types of movements would still allow for us to solve for the exclusionary movements that anti-blackness is the starting point because he contextualizes whiteness as something that is bad, whiteness is something that is be stopped. So if I'm something that does not allow for that, that's something that no one can access it.
But also, now it's going to be asked specifically. Alright.
Carlos makes a big mistake. We can see the hip-hop battle arguments. First, hip-hop battle arguments indicate that his approach towards the resolution is going to be very back. It indicates that the one of hip-hop is not challenged, but rather reproduces neoliberal subjectivity. That is a term, Carlos, you should probably answer, which indicates that this is neoliberalism. That's one. Also, you can see terminal defense indicates that it's the 1AC strategy co-opted because what happens when you have rap music that says fuck the system? What happens is you get a bunch of white people walking down the street singing your rap song that really don't give a shit about anything. But also, you can see that even if he's radically conscious that this is not a substitute for structural policy based on controlling the resources, this is also a very good argument that indicates that it's no solution for 1AC.
And now it's going to be individualism argument. First,
Carlos' response to the individual argument does actually not make any sense when it comes to the fact that this is a turn. You have to answer turns. You cannot just say that you link this argument to. This says that his rhetorical analysis, how he says it for him, is the individualist. That is back radical politics. That is neoliberalism as well. It's that when you're claiming emancipation for yourself and not for us, this is you having the self-empowerment that the neoliberal mindset says is incorrect. This is a turn argument on the wise back. Also, this is going to be leading to the exclusion argument. This is that exclusion is bad. That means that we can't be excluding people from different spaces. basis. If he says that that is backward politics, and that means that I'm going to be weighing these Smith arguments. Also, this means that my role is going to be correct, and you're going to be there. So the now breaks down the 1AC 1AC interaction breaks down pretty easily. It seems most of the reasons why the 1AC doesn't matter. If I win the offense, which is not addressed, on the 1AC, there's still risk of offense. You both have to be rolled out. Now let's go into this theory argument. All right. First versus theory argument links back to the Elijah argument. Elijah indicates that you should not be engaging in intellectual gymnastics and theory. It's just preventing the actual good discussions we could have. Just because just because the cards were out of order does not prevent you from accessing a good debate. You still, he said I should flow, maybe Carlos you should flow, and these arguments will be on your flow. And also the cards are there. I try to be as accessible as possible, which still talk back to the exclusion argument. The only way you can win this argument is if he wins at the worldly battle arguments, but also his fairness voter. He doesn't expect fairness as mattering to coming before the world battle, just as it links into it. But also, I would outweigh the fairness right. The exclusion, violent exclusion, is harming people now and causing terrible violence against people, which outweighs the fairness arguments coming off and the fairness and exclusion coming off me not reading a couple cards in order, not flashing him, but allowing him to still access his endorsement, violent inclusion, and the terrible politics of what he sees. Also, Lucy poem gives him the poem indicates that there's a violent form of exclusion, and that it also manifests an impact, which is not be fair. When you are shooting black people in the streets, that is not fairness, and that's also bad. Also, his conception of fairness wrong is if I go to white and say it's not to be fair because he's still excluding bodies from accessing the ballot, but also you can contextualize his argument in terms of the rule the ballot. Hold him to the rule the ballot the way he sees. Smith said theory was bad, doing stuff like this, these trick arguments is not good, so don't allow him to access that, but also, specifically, he can actually show why this hindered his engagement. His flow arguments just indicate that it's still not for engagement, but I'm always going to be outweighing on this level of debate because it's contradicting the original strategy. The Smith evidence says this is bad, and that we have to engage in things that aren't exclusion. So if I can win that he's exclusion, I outweigh on the theory arguments by his own contextualization of himself. Alright, cool. Close our own, right? The order will be theory, and then we can go to the first off, and then the case close. Alright. His only argument on the actual theory debate talking about is cross-applying Smith evidence, but one, I didn't read the actual Smith evidence, talks about intellectual gymnastics. Secondly, if you want to actually extend that, making me actually cipher through an actual speech talk where a whole bunch of things are actually in order that you can even read probably intellectual gymnastics. I have to do business tricks trying to find out what cards you actually write. Anyway, also, there's no offensive theory. Literally, that's competition, don't vote theory. Also, he extended Smith evidence. Once again, I didn't read Smith evidence talks about theory being bad. So, yeah, go to the first option. One, you can see that black is an exclusionary term anyway. Function means that you are always going to be eternally in the foreground and discourse of the offcoming from the actual game debate is always going to be exclusive anyway. Function means that the alternative of the one they see so either one they see sauce because black is always net exclusive, or B you can do the perm debate. It doesn't really make this as to why exactly the perm is net bad, right? Right, he talks about the state, it talks about the inclusion of the state, but one, he says that my definition, like my interpretation of action reports are still going to be those of in power, but I would argue that literally you can, like, who's going to pay the blacks a living wage? Like, are they going to pay themselves a living wage? Like, I don't understand that. Secondly, though, he misunderstands what living wage necessarily going to be talking about. Anyway, I'm talking about living wages as imbalance in this debate round. That's exactly coming from the money. See, also that you are at towards anyway, that you yourselves are towards. Also, is going to try to cross the textuality, but one, you should probably go through the spirit. Also, that you should probably go through necessarily the spirit of the actual one. You know how talking about how exactly an individual have living wage in this space. I don't know how you can have a living wage in this space if you are not the employer. Just government do not pretend in the actual debate space. One is contextualizing the debate function. Don't buy the actual argument. I don't actually defend the state. does not necessarily point to one specific place. All of his arguments are directed to the state of politics, not to the actual employees, not to the police officers, but to the state itself, and to the government, which is exactly what all his actual late arguments are on English. Even if he wins, I'm talking about police officers in that space. The two things here. One is that does not split to the section 118 up to the 118 evidence. Secondly, is that judges probably are police officers because your ballot literally can either kill or allow someone to actually live anyway. Function that is the argument coming out of 118. Now, secondly, he talks about Vincent argument, but you can classify the Vincent evidence. You can classify the Vincent evidence. He considers that he could see the whole hard turn that he is functionally going to be always exclusionary. Means that even if he went on every other place, all I have to do is one link to that, which also is net bad. Go to this Neil Lipthart on hip hop. One, he doesn't give you an impact in neoliberalism. Secondly, he doesn't give you the impact in neoliberalism. Secondly, you actually have to win a root cause argument to like any of this it's actually roll the ballot anyway. So functionally, don't pull the trigger on neoliberalism. He talks about neoliberalism. Doesn't give you a necessarily a root cause argument on this function. If you don't pull the trigger, it doesn't impact it whatsoever. He talks about neoliberalism. All we know, neoliberalism could probably be good. Also talks about individualism, but also here's the thing. He excludes black people, and he excludes everyone that is not black. So in the turn where both of us are somehow excluding people, should probably default to the ass because one, because like I'm ass. Secondly, because he's already conceded that you default to like the original roll of the ballot argument, which is playing niggas anyway. Also, he doesn't have any offense to link it to his roll of the ballot. He says whoever best provides a bulletproof vest. He doesn't provide a bulletproof vest because he doesn't have an advocacy. Do you want to see anything, or are you on? Okay. I'm not sure.
The negative. The negative.
Oh, which?
The first off.
Okay.
Hey guys, the noise is really bothering two of us, so we're just going to talk between three of us. So please just step outside and don't come in and out. So if you're going to go out, just be out and be fine.
Do you want me to get Tyler?
Huh?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
What? In the NC, bro.
This is my favorite today. Read all of it. That one comment we ever made. The epitome of something. Literally the most
Yes, is that after? Is it the wage? Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so.
I probably will. Yeah. No.
Oh, there we go.
What? Lemon. You have lemon. Lemon. I really like that. Lemon.
This is me pressuring you all inside. Because this is the last time. Okay. Actually, it's not this one here. This one here. Yeah, this one here.
Oh yeah.
That was a good debate.
Did you say?
I was wrong.
Yes.
It sometimes happens. I think there were a couple of problems, and perhaps maybe clarification issues would have helped me pull through for the out. I think one that I'm not really buying this argument that gets contextualized in the toy era, which is that you're not the state, and we have to look towards the fact that the employer of the state and the just government is going to be the judges in this instance. That's kind of the only argument that Carlos should go for with regards to putting yourself in the criticism as you're being read. And I think that's one, a new contextualization, and two, I mean, I think that it's almost an incorrect contextualization because there is an argument that you make later on in this where you should always default to the spirit of the NAC, which kind of makes an alarm bell in my head, which makes me wonder as to whether or not the NAC's original interpretation was that a just government is not necessarily the state. And so I think I'm burning the credence in the criticism that you're probably making criticism. Then it becomes a question of whether or not the criticism even, one, relevant in the context of the actual development, and two, if it is relevant, I mean, how does weighing, I guess, take place? And I think that there are a couple of problems with regards to with regards to the actual development. I think that I'm buying this argument that others making that your role about is a form of exclusion, even though, yes, it's true, he's conceding to the fact that he is probably going to be excluding these other model minorities. I think that you're not doing enough of a job selling the fact that your original, I think that this argument could be cleared if you just say something like the original text of the role about, even though it's speaking of me, like it is, that is not simply to say that like, my speech act is only for me as an individual, and it's thus leading to exclusion of other people that might be different kinds of things. And this is not an argument that I at least have clearly. And if you had made this argument, it would have been absolutely clear for me that probably we should evaluate offenses specifically rather than the one they see and contextualize. But I think that exclusion is going on in both worlds, and I think that under Ethan's part, that it's contextualized throughout his story. The defensive part is always talking about exclusion being bad. And so I think that I vote for the criticism because I think that, one, you still use the state mistakes bad, probably leads to one elusive solvency, and leads to more violence and exclusion for more people in the status quo. And two, I think that even though it's true the rap equals neoliberalism arguments are probably, one, not necessarily